Hey guys, welcome. So I want to take you through a super simple and easy posture sequence that helps me personally. It should only be about 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. So separate your knees about mat's width distance or so, have them nice and wide. Bring your big toes towards one another. They don't necessarily need to touch, but if they do, then that's even better. And then just start to walk yourself forward and release your sternum down towards your mat. Now, if you have pretty tight shoulders, feel free to use a yoga block, a pillow, anything like a book or something underneath your forehead here, just so you can give yourself a little bit more space and then be able to relax. So let's focus on our breath here as we stay through this child's pose. So the posture is all about opening up the spine, bringing the spine into its natural curvature. And in order for us to do that, we have to make that space. So as you relax, breathe in fresh new oxygen to open up through the upper back, through the belly. And as you exhale, just sink your hips back down towards your heels just a little bit more. And reach your hands a little bit closer towards the front. Now try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. So you don't want to be up like this. You want to really relax the shoulders down and back, away from the ears, finding some space. And then maybe bring your forehead down. And just start breathing deep here. So take an inhale in through your nose. And as you exhale, go ahead and let something go. Take another inhale here. Inhale fully up to the top. Hold it for just a moment. Really expand those shoulders apart. Expand your belly. And then exhale, let something go. On your next one, breathe in and up through your nose. Hold at the very top for just a moment. Seal your lips and release the breath fully and smoothly out through your nostrils. Work to slow down the breathing pattern. We'll take a couple more breaths here like that. I invite you to press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, so that you really develop that constriction in the back of your throat. You start to hear that ujjayi breath, that humming, that oceanic sound at the back of the throat, really slowing everything down. And make sure that you're still spreading your sits bones apart, spread your shoulders apart, take up space here. Let's take one more inhale. And on your exhale, start to make your way forward and up into a tabletop position. So bring your knees slightly in, stack your shoulders over your wrists here. Really press down through all 10 fingers and through the tops of your feet. So really root everything down here. Press away from the mat. Separate your shoulder blades apart. Separate your sits bones apart. And go ahead and exhale any air out that you have in your belly. And on your next inhale, drop your belly, start to lift your gaze forward, spread across your collarbones for cow pose. And as you exhale, send your spine up to the sky, round up, tuck your chin into your chest for cat. Inhale, come forward. I invite you to close your eyes here, really internalize the sensation through your spine. And as you exhale, press away from your mat, separate those shoulders, tuck your chin into your chest for that cat pose. And then just move at your own pace. Allow the breath to be what moves you fluidly. Find space through your spine as you take each movement. Really press away from your mat. Let's take one more here. So inhale, come forward. And exhale, go ahead and tuck your tailbone down. Bring your chin to your chest. And then let's meet back through neutral spine. From here, send your hips over to your right wrist, over to the left, to the side and back. So just draw these gentle circles here with your hips, forward and back, starting to wake up the sides of your spine, just moving in these fluid circles. And then go ahead and reverse the circle. Just moving nice and fluid here. You're starting to feel your spine really wake up and engage the muscles around it. And then come back through neutral tabletop. Walk your hands about one handprint forward. Tuck your back toes and send your hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. And from here, alignment cues, go ahead and really separate each of your fingers away from one another. Press down through your palms. You can start to walk out your dog. If you want to lift one heel, drop the other. And just feel those calf stretches. Be careful not to, once again, scrunch up with your shoulders up to your ears. Go ahead and release that tension away. And send your hips up to the sky. Put a gentle bend in your knees here. Separate your sits bones. This will actually create more space in your back. And believe it or not, most people think that down dog is actually a leg stretch, but it's actually a spine stretch. So I'm going to keep the spine nice and long, really pressing away. And with every exhale, we find a little bit more length. On your next inhale, take a look at your fingertips and start to shift your weight forward, coming through a high plank. As you exhale, bend your knees, start to straighten out through your arms, pushing your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, wave it back like an ocean wave. Tap into that earth energy, that ocean energy, the water flowing through as your breath goes. Link your breath to your movement. And then go ahead and hold this next one. Take an inhale through the nose. And exhale, let something go. On your next inhale, gaze up towards your palms and start to step to the top of your mat. Bring your feet to hips width distance. Inhale, press your spine forward. Press your sits bones back. And exhale, forward fold. Option to grab opposite elbows here and just sway from side to side for this ragdoll pose, but keep a bend in your knees so that you can bring your belly closer to your thighs here and really just rest. You're just allowing your spine to stretch out. Allow for nature, for gravity to help you out here. And then go ahead and release your hands down. Bring your big toes to touch. And on your next inhale, root to rise. So with strong legs, root down through your heels. Start to shift your weight up. And then reach your hands forward and up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your palms down towards your heart center. And on your next inhale, reach all the way up. And as you exhale, hinge over to one side. Press both of your hip points forward. Ground down through your heels. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Take another inhale, maybe gaze up. And exhale, come back through center. Pause here, take an inhale, straighten out through your spine. And as you exhale, release over to the other side. Maybe send your gaze up. Take another inhale. And exhale, come back through center. Release your hands to your back. Separate your feet about hips width distance again. And bring your hands to clasp behind your back here. On your inhale, open up. And if you can't clasp your hands, then just hold on to opposite wrists or elbows. Open up here. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips. Come forward and down. Releasing your torso down towards your knees. Keep that gentle bend in your knees. And think about pressing your hands up towards the sky, away from your shoulders. So you'll really feel this one in your shoulders. Opening up, releasing any tension that might be stored there. Let's take another inhale. And then exhale. exhale, go ahead and release the clasp. Release your hands down to your mat. Let's reset. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant your palms, step back through your high plank, and send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. From here, drop down to your knees. Untuck your toes and gently start to walk your hands forward to the top of your mat and release your sternum down any amount. Keep your hips up in the air. Your hips should be stacking directly over your knees here. So you have this 90-degree angle going. Your hands are reaching forward. Your heart is reaching down. An option to keep your forehead down on your mat or onto a block, or bring your chin down to intensify the stretch a little bit. You're gonna feel this in your upper arms and your hips. So think about pressing your arms away from one another. Think about pressing your hips away from one another. Spread those sits bones. Find space in the low back. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your knees. And then let's open up into another child's pose. Separate your knees about mat width distance again. Bring your big toes towards one another. Walk your arms forward. Release your sternum down. Maybe you notice that you're going a little bit deeper this time. And if you want to get a deeper stretch, go ahead and bend at your elbows and bring your palms to clasp behind your head. Just breathe here. Allow the air to move through you. Feeling the stretch through the triceps. And then go ahead and release your hands down. On your next inhale, reach over towards the left. Maybe stack your palms if you want a more intense stretch, or keep your palms separated about shoulder width distance. Bring your gaze towards your left knee and breathe. Feel the stretch through your right side body. With every exhale, sink your hips a little bit deeper. Now on your next inhale, come back through center. And as you exhale, bring it over towards the right this time. Feel the stretch in your left side body, and once again, bring your gaze towards your right knee. Up to you if you want to stack your palms for a deeper stretch, or keep your arms separate. But square your armpits towards the mat here. Let's take one more inhale. And then exhale takes you back through center. From here, walk yourself back over to your knees. So from here, bring your feet to tuck underneath, and then go ahead and move your pinky in on each side. And then we're just gonna open up a little bit more through the chest. So on your inhale, reach your arms up, and then go ahead and bring your hands to clasp on each elbow. Really separate your shoulders apart. Let's take an inhale, open up through your chest. And as you exhale, round down, bring your elbows with you towards your knees. Inhale, open up, and exhale, go down. We're gonna do some breath work here, so we're moving faster. Inhale, exhale takes you down. Inhale, exhale. You can exhale out of your mouth or your nose, entirely up to you. Just keep the movements with the spine here. We're almost done. Just got a few more to go here. Think about the spine, really move fluidly, create some space. Let's take one more cycle, and then reach your arms up, release them down onto your mat, bend, cross up the shins, and then just sit back over to your glutes. Okay, I hope that was nice and easy for you, and I hope you automatically feel the benefits in your posture because of just a few stretches. Super easy, super simple, and it really does so much to open you up. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again here soon. Mhm.